Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A big, dangerous eyesore left in a Detroit neighborhood. How would you like this dumpster dumped near your home? Well, tonight, Help Me Hank coming to the rescue.
The investigation is only beginning into a police standoff that lasted for more than 30 hours and ended with 2 people dead.
But we're going to begin with the mayor of Roseville declaring an emergency. That after flash floods this weekend left basements flooded. It caused significant damage at City Hall, and it's one that nobody really saw coming. Saturday's rain came down so fast it just overwhelmed the system, and the water had no place to go.
And today, this is what folks were doing, cleaning out flooded basements, and that includes Roseville City Hall. Let's get to Nick Monticelli live in Roseville tonight. Nick, there's a lot of damage out there.
And it's interesting to see both residents and City Hall workers dealing with this. Good evening to both of you. Take a look. There are garbage piles all along the streets here in Roseville. Now, you won't see a whole lot of them, though, because the city crews have done really a great job getting their trucks in here and cleaning all of this up. But the basements that we're talking about, like homes like this, they're just plain disgusting.
The smell could kill a dead person.
It smelled so bad that we could not come in the house.
Megan and her mother Stacy live on Blumfield Street in Roseville, one of the 2 hardest hit by flooding over the weekend.
We're actually staying at my friend's house because it's so bad, and you know, the cats have tracked up the sewage with their paws, so it's not sanitary.
The rain came so fast during the storm, pumps and sewer lines could not keep up. Even the basement at Roseville City Hall
look at that
was underwater.
So we've lost several, probably 8,000 envelopes there. Probably, I can't even count these. These bottom drawers have some financial records. We haven't quite gotten to all this yet.
Do we have a record of calls that may have been made? And
upstairs, the city mayor, manager, and others
gotta be kidding me.
Decided to declare a state of emergency, hoping the state will approve emergency funds for residents.
And if there's a possibility that they may be able to recover some of the damage through this funding that we're seeking, that we'll be able to do that for them.
I'm sitting here trying to make decisions. He's asked me, what should we throw away? What should we keep? I don't know. So now all my keepsakes, my daughter's pictures when she was born, they're gone. So, yeah, pretty sad.
Just a horrible situation. Something you didn't see is that in the basement of Roseville City Hall, all their voting machines were down there as well. They had to take the pedestals outside, flip them upside down, try to drain some of that water, and then leave them out to dry. But Devin and Kimberly, can you imagine being one of these residents going through your photos of your kids trying to determine which ones you have to throw away?
Yeah, that's just awful, Nick. So what's the timeline for help for these residents?
You know, there really isn't anything set in stone, which is kind of frustrating for everybody involved. It has to escalate from the county to the state. The state has to make a decision on if they will help. So we're talking weeks or months before they even know if the answer is yes or no.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Nick.
All right, now to breaking news from Troy, where Big Beaver at John R. has just reopened after a deadly crash. Troy police say it was a head-on collision. One driver who was hit when the other driver crossed the median has died, and that other driver is right now in serious condition. We'll keep updating that, but again, Big Beaver back open. Detroit investigators working to piece together what happened before they found a badly burned body dumped on the west side. Body was found a little after 12:30 this afternoon in the 1900 block of Leslie near the Lodge and West Davison. Police believe the body may have been dumped at the location overnight. Identity of the victim has not yet been released. All right, let's quickly take you to Newark Airport in New Jersey, and there they are. The Women's World Cup team coming back home as champions. They've got a big parade coming up in New York. That'll be on Wednesday, and what we know is the Canyon of Heroes on parade days. It was quite a game yesterday. The ratings show it was one of the, if not the highest rated, one of the highest rated soccer matches ever watched in the U.S. And it was quite a game, a sparkler for the U.S. as they beat the Netherlands in the championship game 2-0 to bring home. There it is, the trophy. And they're still, I think they've been singing ever since the final whistle blew yesterday. Continued to sing all the way across the Atlantic and now singing as they make their way back home. Champions for the fourth time the U.S. women have won the World Cup.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on the celebration there.
It's been fun to see them celebrate too. All right, tonight we're getting a much clearer picture of what happened during a 30-hour-long standoff in St. Clair Shores, and that includes the name of the gunman and the woman found dead inside the home. Police say 58-year-old Tom Eilenfeld got angry that his neighbors were shooting fireworks on the 4th. Well, that's when everything spun out of control. Priya Mann picks up the story from there.
Police were called to this neighborhood around 10 p.m. on July 4th, but the folks who live here weren't allowed in their homes for 36 hours. So what happened in between that time that ended with this? Nearly 3 hours after St. Clair Shores police had surrounded this home on St. Margaret, they tried deploying gas to smoke out the gunman. When that didn't work, they called in the MSP bomb squad, who used a robot to get inside. That's when police were able to see that 60-year-old Carol Bauer was dead and that the gunman, 58-year-old Tom Eilenfeld, was in the basement. Police say he shot at the robot, disabling it, and then fired at police using a high-powered rifle.
It was terrible. I don't know what's the matter with people, nowadays.
It's sad. What can you say? You don't ever want to be put in that situation, and that's the kind of world we live in.
Their next approach was early Friday morning. The SWAT team smashed through the home using an armored vehicle, but that had little effect on Eilenfeld. He continued to shoot at officers. While the neighborhood was evacuated, police weren't taking any chances and tried waiting out the gunman for hours.
30 hours, it took them that long. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. They had to do all that.
That might be easier to say when your life isn't on the line. Police continued using gas and robots, finally bringing in the fire department Friday evening. For about an hour, they used a hose to pump water into the basement, hoping to flood Eilenfeld out. But that didn't work either. At about 2:30 Saturday morning, SWAT officers were able to get inside. They found Bauer had been shot multiple times and Eilenfeld had killed himself.
If you're going to put yourself in that situation, then I'd prefer that you be the one to go and not our police force that is there to protect us.
And more than 75 officers were involved working various shifts. A number of police departments as well, including Sterling Heights, Roseville, East Point, the Macomb County Sheriff's Department, as well as state police. Now, the one thing St. Clair Shores police will not comment on tonight is whether any officers returned fire. That's part of the investigation. Also part of the investigation, when did Eilenfeld kill himself? They're waiting for the medical examiner for that information as well. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann. Send it back to you.
Yeah, so Priya, the two others who were shot, what do we know about them? How are they doing?
So both have been released from the hospital. One was a 10-year-old girl. She was shot in the arm. A 62-year-old woman was shot in the calf. Police say the gunman opened fire into the crowd because he was upset they were lighting fireworks on July 4th.
My goodness. All right, Priya, thanks.
Hazy day all across Metro Detroit, and this time really has nothing to do with the humidity. You can see pretty well from our Ann Arbor sky cam right now.
You know, it's something happening way north in Canada that's causing it. Let's get over to Ben right now to find out what's going on. Hi, Ben.
Yeah, guys, this would have been a beautiful blue, crystal clear day with that low humidity and plenty of sunshine, but Canada got involved and sent us all of this smoke from wildfires up north. And you can see it on the visible satellite. It just looks like this milky white area, mostly in northern lower Michigan, although we are getting some of it down here in our corner of the state. It's all going away tonight. It's really not affecting us other than just the view. The good thing, though, is as the sun sets, all those particles in the air may make for a pretty nice sunset, so we'll have to keep that in mind as we close the books on Monday. Here's the rest of the week. The humidity comes back tomorrow, so July just around the corner. Our only work week storm chance is midweek and another sweaty one for the weekend. We'll look at the numbers for the entire week coming up. Devin?
President Trump continues his push to add a question about citizenship to the 2020 U.S. Census. That as the White House fights back against those calling conditions at border detention centers horrific and inhumane. Susan McGinnis has a look at why the president may allow reporters to tour those detention facilities.
As outrage grows around the country over the treatment of undocumented migrants at federal detention centers, President Trump calls reports of overcrowding and unsanitary conditions phony and exaggerated, and says he'll prove it.
I'm going to start showing some of these detention centers to the press.
Still no word on when the media will be welcome, but those who have been inside describe horrifying conditions.
15 women, tears coming down their faces as they talked about being separated from their children, about having no running water.
A government watchdog report describes severe overcrowding, excessively long holding of migrants, and dirty conditions. This as the president promises mass roundups of undocumented migrants for deportation fairly soon. Meanwhile, the administration continues its fight to add a citizenship question to the U.S. Census, something immigrant advocates argue would lead to severe undercounting of minorities and immigrants.
They're asking everything except, are you a citizen of the United States? How ridiculous is that?
The White House moving forward despite a Supreme Court ruling blocking it.
Polling shows that about 2/3 of Americans think it's reasonable to have a citizenship question on the census. And so that way it's good not only for his base, but beyond his base.
Also today, President Trump touting his environmental record in a White House speech, despite critics who accuse the administration of reversing many environmental gains. The president has openly expressed skepticism about global warming. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, Local 4.
All right, Susan. Meantime, the battle for President Trump's tax returns intensifies. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo signed a bill today that allows congressional committees to access the president's New York state tax returns. Mayhem at the meeting of the Detroit Charter Commission.
New here at 5, what police now say after one board member says she was assaulted by another board member after a meeting spiraled out of control. Hi, Doc.
Hey guys, it's a barbecue lover's nightmare. Imagine suddenly finding yourself allergic to red meat. Ahead in Good Health, why it's happening and what's to blame.
A big mess in a Detroit neighborhood. It needs to be cleaned up. Who's responsible for dumping the dumpster? Help Me Hank investigates. New tonight.